Hey, hello.
Hello, we're live. I think we're live. We are.
We're live at 5.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you for tuning in.
Absolutely. So we've got a lot to get through, haven't we?
Yes.
This time?
Yeah.
So we're going to do a nice little reveal about something to do with Gaudo's gift.
Yes, a little update.
A little
about
update. And also, what about...
Well, the main thing actually is we've got quite a lot we want to tell you about Locksmith, which is our new kind of long-scale project.
Yes.
So it's about... I'll tell you later.
Don't give too much away too early.
That's the point.
Also, I just wanted to sort of go through. We've had some, we said some nice feedback.
Oh yeah, fantastic feedback from last week, which we really, really welcome. Actually, it's fantastic, and I am going to action on those.
Yeah.
There's ones about Origins, which is our other project about plants and connecting plants, people and places, the stories behind your houseplants. So if you do have any other suggestions or thoughts, I'd be welcome. But thank you anyway.
Yeah. And also we got a nice maybe little tip for a bit of software that we might consider when it comes to Locksmith as well. So that was from Tony. That was through YouTube. So thank you very much, Tony. I'm going to take a look.
Yep.
So just shows you when you do make comments, we do take you up on it and pursue those. So
yes,
keep them coming. So first off, what we're going. Actually, yes. I wanted to add something about some of the videos that I'm going to do on YouTube are going to be more sort of tutorial based.
Yeah.
So not this live at 5 thing, just going to be put out pre-recorded. Things, for instance...
so it's a third party
so if we show you this...
that we do.
Yeah, this is a recent one we did. And I was just going to go through maybe an overview of how you go about, for instance, a van in this shot. A 3D object, which is what it was, put onto just a 2D flat photograph.
And how it goes in, it looks like it goes into a 2D photo.
Yeah, so just a very, very basic overview. I won't get too complex about it, but it might be interesting for people to see. So if you subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the notification, as soon as that goes online, you'll be able to view it. So that was that. So what are we on to? Oh yes, Gaudo's gift.
There's
always Gaudo's gift news. So yeah, just briefly.
Yes, yeah. So we're not very selly, but it's
Ta-da!
still half price.
Still half price. We've got to be a bit louder because when we go down into the small space, we notice we get quieter.
Yeah.
So I don't know why that relates to the size of the image.
Of course, yes, yeah. But so it's still half price on the Apple Store. Well worth it. Beautiful book. And our news to do with the Gaudo's gift is the new software we've come across.
Yeah, we've come across this software called Tapocketa. So it's nothing to do with pubs. For those of you into your pubs.
Not that much to do with coding, is it?
There's a little bit to do with coding, but essentially it's to do with publishing. So it's publishing ebooks. It allows you to create your ebook, put it together with video and all sorts of other widgets. And then you can either publish that to being an ebook or, excitingly, to apps. So for tablets, devices.
So it allows us to sort of experiment a lot more because we can see the process all the way through. Yeah. And in the past, that's sort of been a slight, something we've sort of come up against. Whereas this is we think, going to allow fantastic possibilities.
Absolutely. So it's very, very exciting. Yeah, and we've been talking with the guy who started the company that built the software, and he's the lead developer on it. And it's been so fantastic. We've been so lucky, actually.
A lot of people we've been working with, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the software we've been working with, we've been able to speak to the people who've developed the software themselves, and more often than not, they're the ones who are in charge of the development, and they're the sort of CEOs, if you like.
Decision makers.
Yeah. So it's amazing to be able to speak to them because they're top of the tree.
What is very exciting about it as well is that this enables us to do a lot more of what we want for other people's work. So that's very exciting too, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, absolutely. So it expands what we
when
can
we
offer.
take on other projects, yes,
Yeah, it means
exactly.
that we can offer, yeah. So that's our just brief, exciting bit of Gaudo's Gift news, and we'll let you know how that goes if we continue using the software and stuff. So, and then on to the locksmith, the main section of what we're going to talk about.
Yeah, the locksmith. So this is a long-term project, but we're sort of developing it as we go. So it's basically a sort of psychological mystery narrative puzzle game-based book.
Yes. I think you might have covered absolutely everything there.
So we did make a trailer for it last year. So trailer before story is slightly weird.
I think it kind of helps, actually.
Yeah.
It sort of cements the sort of imagery that you want to include, and you can start to get a feel for maybe the style of it.
Yeah.
And also you gauge people's interest. If you do a trailer first, if everyone just goes, yeah, whatever, then maybe you need a rethink.
Yeah.
So based on the sort of feedback that you get from the trailer,
which was good.
So that's why we keep continuing with it. So that's a good reason for making the trailer first. But yes, you're going to talk a little bit about the story.
The storyline, yeah. So we knew the kind of area in the world that we wanted to place it. So it's sort of Eastern European, Southern European. It's not exactly anywhere, but it's just those sort of images we've got in mind. And sort of mid to late 19th century. So there's some fantastic sort of inspiration that's possible during that time. And we knew exactly what we're aiming for, but actually getting a whole story doesn't happen. You don't come up with I don't suddenly come up with the whole story.
No.
So we sort of started with an image, and it was an image of a place, and so I drew a map. So this is the first map. I love maps, so that's my go-to basically. But it also enabled me to sort of imagine, what if that was there and then this could happen, and what if this was here and that could happen, and sort of time-based stuff like having a tide, and there's all sorts of things that can happen. So I started sort of developing the map as such, and then sort of placing characters in it. So this has since changed, of course, but there's some key characters there that I've been developing that are different times in the story, because actually we're thinking of doing it in 3 parts. So not to make it
not to give yourselves too much work. But
anyway, so it's throughout their lifetime as well. So how they connect, and if they sort of know someone or someone of the past, or what the mystery is, or whether they are truthful, or what's all those connections. So that's what I've been really enjoying writing and developing. So this is just a little close-up. So
that really sort of fleshes out the characters, doesn't it?
Yes, yeah.
which is great. And obviously, yes, included on the map are the places where they sort of frequent. So you really do start to build up a picture of people and places, and it's world building, really. And because you sort of fleshed out those characters, that's allows me to sort of...
So I'm sort of telling Trevor, this person does this, and they think possibly this, and then they met that person, and then da-da-da. So then it sort of, goes from there.
Yeah, it gives them real depth, which makes it a great starting point. And we've also gone ahead and collected lots and lots of reference, haven't we?
Yeah.
So there's photography from that time, obviously.
Yeah. I was just going to...
What were you going to say?
Yeah, sorry. I just remembered something. That also, although it's not in a specific time, we're sort of looking back into history and sort of working out what little events we can include. So there are snippets that you can then reference. And I found out there was a fantastic meteor storm, southern Germany somewhere in 1886. So, and there's some fantastic etchings of that. So the idea of sort of linking that back into reality and bringing it back, back and forth, that's what I wanted to say.
Yeah, that sort of absolutely adds to the richness. And yes, like you're saying, with these reference photographs, we get the added detail and depth that you get with the costumes and the amazing hairstyles and things like that, along with the background that Eleanor provides to the characters. So the first one we're going to show you, this is a sort of exclusive, so no one else has seen these apart from us. So the sketch on the right is basically based on the references that we've got on the left there. So this character, can I reveal, is sort of teacher?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a teacher character, so and there's a little bit of a backstory to it which I know, but you also have to go and pick out some of the imagery, the photography around that time. So you can see that I've sort of maybe mixed and matched a little bit the costumes, the high collar of the lady on the right, with the sort of shawl type top you've got on the lady on the left, and picking out some of the features, but also extrapolating that to match with the character traits. So we also have this guy. So once again, picking out the photography, looking at the hairstyles, maybe going a bit more crazy with it.
So he's from the circus.
Yeah, he's a showman. So picking out, adding the character into the face based on the backstory, things like that. So that kind of helps with the sketching. And a lot of what else I have to work out is exactly how realistic you're going to make these characters. So we want to try and gauge it. There's various levels of realism that you can apply to your sketches, characters. You can either make them look really realistic, or it goes a sliding scale all the way back to really cartoonish.
So you start sort of losing more of the detail kind of thing.
Exactly. Whereas we want to keep some of that rich detail, but of course our style of animation is cut out.
So it has to work basically.
Yeah,
as a kind of puppet.
Yeah, we have to kind of work out how that's going to fit together as actual pieces. And as you can see in this sketch, that's what I'm starting to do. So he's looking a bit too cartoony on the left, but it's literally just to kind of work out how's the nose going to attach to the face. In this case, maybe thinking that the nose is attached to the forehead, which is set forward. And then what's going to happen with the mouth, that's always been a little bit of an issue. It's a lot of our characters have big bushy beards.
Yeah.
Apart from the ladies, you then have these big sort of jowls, and you can't just have every character like that. So you're trying to work out how to deal with the mouth. In this case, we're thinking maybe we cut a sort of whole area that would be for the upper and lower parts of the mouth, but making that very
much closer, so we don't have
closer.
that big sort of shadow. And
that's right. Yeah. So that then goes back and informs the characters again. Maybe the one on the left to Captain Pugwash, do you think?
Possibly, yeah.
For those of you who can remember Captain Pugwash. So that's an example of going maybe too far into the sort of basic cartoony kind of area. And on the right there, we're starting then to move back towards more realism, cheekbones, shape of the head, those sort of things that just make it just a bit more grown up as well.
Yes, yeah, because that is who we're aiming for now.
Yeah.
Having done Gaudo's Gift for children, we were tackling the adult market. If
you can say it that way, yeah. So that's just a little. We wanted to give you a little overview of what's going on with Locksmith. Obviously, very early stages. But,
and I think what we'll do going on from this as well is we might pick out certain points so we don't sort of power through quite so much, and the more we work on it, the more there will be to sort of tell you about. So in sort of other Live at Fives, and maybe even you're going to do the tutorials anyway.
Yeah.
They're recorded.
Absolutely.
So that's the plan.
So there you go. Well, we said we keep it brief. I think we have
15. Yeah.
Almost there. Very, very good. Absolutely. Thank you very much for watching.
Is there any questions?
Yeah, if there's any questions, you can always comment, or you can always comment on the videos later.
Yes,
or the best way of kind of keeping track of us. Thank you very much. Is it Bartos?
Yes.
Thank you. Android
any
version.
Music? Well, that's why it's so exciting about the pub coder.
Yeah.
So we're definitely working on that, and it's closer than we thought before.
Yeah, there is.
Sorry to be so vague.
Yeah, we could go into why there's a sort of tech thing. It's to do with HTML and JavaScript.
And it's because we put so much in.
Yeah.
So there's a lot in the book that aren't in other enhanced books, and we now know why.
It's the level of detail of animation. Yeah. So I'm going to do a lot of testing to make sure that it can work on all devices, because that's the issue. You want it to work on the majority of devices. Android devices too, from the most basic devices to the more complex ones. So that's it. But we are pursuing it, definitely.
Yes, thank you for your question.
So so if you want to keep track, there's links below. You can always subscribe to the YouTube channel, and if you click notifications, then any new videos you'll be notified. And also our email sign-up list, there's a link.
Yes,
below as well,
so if you do sign up to our newsletter, we don't bombard you, but you do get to learn about when we're doing this kind of thing.
Yeah. So there you go.
That's it.
Thank you very much for watching. It's been brilliant. I hope it all went smoothly this time.
Yeah, we're really enjoying this, aren't we? So,
exactly.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much for watching.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye.